All right, everyone. On Monday, we discussed how taking profits is a scam because you're actually selling your future gains for pennies on the dollar. If you bought well, you keep well. Yesterday, through the Evening Post, we discussed how KYC is a scam because if you even move any of these coins, things like chain analysis, I didn't mention it then, are going to track you and attach you from traditional world to crypto world. So there's no need for KYC with the technology today. So what are we going to discuss today? This one, some of the candy pants on Wall Street are not going to like. Good morning, everyone. Excuse me. Wednesday, the 24th of September, 2025. And it seems to be I'm on a scam busting. Anyway, let me talk about something being sold to us that is completely ridiculous. Now, as a lot of you know, we have had a lot of talk, like yesterday and as of late, about interest rates. We've mentioned the bond market, the market you should be watching. A friend of mine is very good in bonds. I am humble in his presence. I don't feel qualified to really even talk about more than the base level when it comes to bond world. But as longtime followers of this channel know, I've been looking at real estate. Now, the thing with real estate is you've got a lot of paperwork to deal with. You've got states, counties, you got some federal regulations, you got local regulations, and every single one of those regulations has paperwork. All of that paperwork would have to be, sorry, some kids were wandering amok, school time. All of that paperwork would have to be organized. Now, initially, well, let's not go into the history of crypto here right now. As it stands right now within ISO world, XDC, that's their mission. But their mission is focused on trade. So eventually, real world assets for residential real estate in particular, in the sense of single family homes and condos, that's what I'm talking about here. Single family homes, condos, heck, I know quite a bit about farms too. Not getting into mobile homes and co-ops, that's a completely different animal. Now, takeaway is this: when they're talking about real world assets and talking about tokenizing your house, you should run away. Even when all of this stuff comes online, which is not going to be anytime soon, even if Ripple comes up with something on the XRP ledger, you're going to have so many levels of government involved in home ownership, and you're now going to bring a smart contract involved onto your home ownership. Ladies and gentlemen, that is not a wise decision. You're going to have a mortgage you're paying, and you're going to have people who have interest in your property that you live in. So essentially, if you tokenize your home, or someone else tokenizes it for you, the mortgage company, you are going to have a new landlord. And that new landlord is going to be every single person who owns tokens on your home, especially if it's on the open market. If somebody hates your guts, they're going to go on there and buy your house through tokenization. So, private real estate tokenization, in this scenario, is a scam. There, I said that one too. Now, I'm going to get a lot of pushback on that because a lot of people really think that that is going to be the derivative for them. They're going to make a ton of money on their house, and basically they just came up with this new form of reverse mortgage. There's going to be layers of paperwork involved, different departments, different, oh my gosh, on all these different levels. Local, Oh my goodness gracious, I can only imagine how some of the local governments are going to be. It's going to be crazy, ladies and gentlemen, crazy. So I just want everyone to be aware of the deeper meaning as it affects every one of us individually when it comes to this whole tokenization of real world assets. Yeah, and that's just your everyday. You got the dystopian examples. If you just sit back and think about it, it's very easy to see how this could get really screwed up for the average person. So, that being said, it really ties back to fundamentals when it comes to all of this. And yes, one more thing about tokenization, and I'll wrap it up with this. You're going to need to have a blockchain that is not going to ever go down, just like all blockchains should not go down, but you're going to need access to that particular blockchain. So it's going to have to be a public ledger. Because what if the mortgage company that tokenizes your home decides we're going to sell it to this company, and that company doesn't want to bring you onto their ledger? You know, well, if it's a hybrid hash graph ledger, there's a lot to be concerned about. Now, what would tokenization be in, like, for everyday use? What would be a good example of it? Well, tokenization of art. When it comes to collections, like whether they be, thank you, nice person, art, whiskey, you know, or fine wine, whatever you're into. That could be useful. That could be a good thing. But the tokenize the house that all of that stuff is in, Now, could this be done well in commercial real estate? Yes, it can be. Yeah, I think it's more adept to commercial real estate. And a lot of people would say, oh, real estate's real estate. You have even commercial condominiums, ladies and gentlemen. Those office buildings that seem empty, a lot of them don't have tenants because they're commercial condos. They're condos for businesses. So now you get into the whole tax write-off thing, the big beautiful bill. That would make this video run longer. So when it comes to your residential real estate, tokenizing is a scam. When it comes to, because you live there, that's where you live. Now, you could argue that some particular people, when they LLC their residence, they made it commercial, and I would say technically you're correct. A lot of people may disagree, but in my opinion, you would be correct in that summation. Now, you just got to be so very careful, because now you're talking about what's your entity, what's your business entity set up like? That type of thing, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I'm sorry, this guy's waiting on a red light like he's in the 5 boroughs. He's not. Anyway, all right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go now. I wish you all a good day. May you be prosperous, and remember, stick it to the man, not to each other. Before I peace out, let me just say, please like this video if you like real talk, where we discuss the applications in a true way of crypto with no hype, no BS. Please comment down below your thoughts. Please share. Please share. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe and ring that bell. All right, everyone. Thank you again, and peace.